Yeah, this your girl Ray doing another video real quick. 914, Westchester County, New York. We always on top, never gonna be on the bottom. Today is the anniversary date of my people being found in Newport News, Virginia, in their apartment, August of 2011. And what I want to say is, I'm going to give you a quick scenario of what my life was before I met those two children, Sierra and Laquan. I knew Crystal. I knew Sergeant Crystal Reagan, Ragin, way before she got married to anyone, way before she even finished high school. But I always remember her being a nice young lady. She never came up to the house where we were living. The brother that married her, which is Michael, he dated her. He dated her until they got married. Because when she told him that she was pregnant with Sierra, which was her first child, they got married. They got married. And my adoptive parents, what they did, they went out and rented a house for my brother and Crystal to live in with their child, because my adoptive father did not want two women living in the same house. He didn't. He knew it could never work. He'd been through that experience years ago when my oldest brother got married to Jean. All three of the Mrs. Burtons are dead. Mrs. Ruth Burton is dead. Mrs. Jean Burton is dead. Mrs. Crystal Burton is dead. All three of these women are dead. But Crystal went into the ground way before the other two Mrs. Burtons went. My experience in prison taught me a lot. It taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about the belly of the beast, so to speak. And like I explained before, I went to prison in 1995. I was 22 years old. I left at 28. I maxed out. No parole, no probation. I'm not on no kind of paperwork for probation. Never been and never will. If I get caught up with something right now, a crime, and I gotta plead out for probation, I'm not doing it. I'm towards the end of my life anyway. I'm towards the end. But I'm going to tell you some of my prison experiences. And one of the prison experiences I had years ago, I got into a fight with a young lady in prison. I took a dustpan and just started wailing on her. Broke her nose. 2 officers came in to try to break up the fight, and as they was putting the handcuffs on me to take me to lockup, one of them said I kicked her. Sergeant Osborne, you said I kicked you. You knew you lied. You're a fucking liar. And every day when she saw me down there, she would always come to my window and talk to me, but for like 2 years I held the grudge against her. I said, you lied. Why don't you tell them the fucking truth? Why can't you open your mouth and tell the fucking truth about what the fuck happened? She never said anything. Okay. So it ended up, I stayed on lockup. They gave me 18 months on lockup. When the new director for South Carolina Department of Corrections came through, I was immediately put into a category which I should never been put in. Never. But they did it anyway. I stayed 3 years and 9 months on fucking lockup on a SMU unit at Leith Correctional Facility right there in Greenwood, South Carolina. When I had to go out for rec, they would shake me down, search me, put me on the rec field, let me play my little basketball or whatever, be out there with other inmates talking, whatever. But when I started seeing people like get 3 months on lockup, they'd always be released way before that time. So me being on lockup, I used to just show out. I used to go off. Break up the whole cell, break up everything I could break up, flood the cell. They would send down their team. They would extract me from that cell. But anytime they did anything, they used to put it on videotape. And when they extracted me from the different cells they was extracting me from, they used to put me in another cell. It is what it is. Pretty soon I was out there on my rec time by myself. And what I used to do my little exercises, play basketball by myself. It got to the point where I started talking to myself more and more. Just like I'm doing right now. It ain't no different. I don't know how many people gonna see this video. But sometimes I like it that way. So I can play it back to see what I said. Sometimes I'm happy about what I've said. Sometimes I'm embarrassed about what I said. But it is what it is. Every time I went for a visit, used to strip search me before I went to the visit, handcuff me, take me to my visit. I would visit with my people. The visit be over. Strip search again. Come back to the unit. You got strip search again. And don't get sick. Don't get sick with the flu or allergies or nothing. Because when you go to medical for anything, immediately they wanted to look up inside your pussy. Oh yes. If you went to the dentist, they looked inside your pussy. After you finish visiting the dentist, after you finish with your doctor visit. I don't care if you was getting CTMs, I don't care if you was getting Tylenol, They would make you lay down on that table, and the doctor would come in and he would insert his fingers in your pussy hole and your asshole. So I know real close how they get down in those female prisons. It's a lot of stuff I can't share in this one video, but I do share enough where I explain certain things. And when I got out of prison, I had spent years and years out of prison. And the doctor that used to do those examinations on those different females, he eventually got fired because he ran up on the wrong female. If Queen Regina ever worked in the prison system as a correctional officer, like the way she said that she did, then that means that she's like doing the same thing right here on YouTube. I'm not making an excuse, because other correctional officers I've met over the years, it is what it is. And some of them you meet on the outside. You run into them. You could be doing something very simple. Going to a grocery store. Going to a mall. I never forget my experiences. I'm always going to speak up about them. But I know who did me dirty when I was in prison. I know who did. And there was plenty of times I ran into plenty of trouble just for opening my mouth and speaking my truth. And sometimes I would be up there yelling and cursing, screaming and hollering like the rest of them on lockup. Yes, I know what it feels like to be in the belly of the beast. Every time you go outside of the prison, they would shackle your legs, put a belly chain on you, and if you was considered dangerous, they would put a black box around your hands. They would put your hands in that black box and lock it. And you would not be walking up front. You'd be walking stooped down. I remember going up for parole. I remember everything. My memories are classic. They're all coming back to me. I try to shut them out with alcohol. I try to shut them out with cigarette smoke. I try to shut them out listening to music. But certain things just cannot be shut out. It is what it is. 914, Westchester County, New York. We always on top, never gonna be on the bottom. Peace out.